Hello, gamers. I have a question for you. Are you the strongest because you're I'd win? Or did you leave it all behind because with this treasure I summon always bet on Hikari? I'm you. So with that lobotomy out of the way, let's try and actually deal with the current crisis. The Ziggurat just blew up all my ships, and I am now stuck with this. Is it a crisis? That's probably an exaggeration. I've got 2.5 million credits in the bank. I've been kind of messing around, really. I've got enough money to build a massive armada, which would have avoided this whole situation. But I was just dragging around a small fleet because, well, it's not even that it's more profitable, even though that's true, because the overhead costs are a lot lower to run a small fleet. But, like, I've already got plenty of money coming in for my colony. So that's not really an issue. It was mostly just because you get a lot of bonus XP. If you're running a smaller fleet and you're taking on enemy fleets that are supposedly stronger than yours, you get a lot of bonus XP. Although now I am pretty close to the max level, so I don't really need to be rushing to get bonus XP. Instead, if I really want bonus XP, I should just be grabbing everything I can and making a Doom fleet to take on multiple Remnant Ordos at the same time. So I was kind of dragging my feet in terms of expanding my fleet, and it's kind of bit me. It kind of bit me in the ass there. I was really not expecting to even fight the Ziggurat. I thought it would just harass me like it normally does and then leave me alone. All of this could have been avoided if I just spent a story point to disengage. Shame. Shame. So, in order to get my revenge, I will, first of all, I'm going to be rebuilding the fleet. We're going to be buying Omens. I'm going to be buying another Fury. If I can, I'll be buying a second Paragon, and then I'm going to go home and grab the other Paragon, and we're going to be rolling around with the big boys. We're not messing around anymore. That's the first thing I want to do. The second thing I want to do is blow up the Ziggurat, but I'm not just going to blow it up with a full fleet. No. That would be too simple. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a very simple and easy way to blow it up early on, and you can do it yourself. No, it's not going to be the Grendel. I know people want to see that, but the reality is, this save file is on Iron Man, and trying to 1v1 the Ziggurat with a Grendel or a Harbinger requires very precise piloting and is not very consistent. You're going to mess it up like 4 to 5 times unless you're truly an arcane wizard who's just manipulating the keys and the inputs with your mind. It's not easy. And I don't have that level of skill. So, instead, I'm going to be showing you a way that actually requires no skill. It's very easy and is very consistent. And you might know what it is by now. It's the Legion. Unfortunately, the Legion that I currently have back at my base is a 14 variant of the Legion. And, intellectuals like you and I know that 14 variants are usually better than their better than the baseline variant. But with the Legion, it's more like a side grade. The extra armor and the extra flux, normally, that's, a little bit of maneuverability lost and you get some ordnance points. That seems like a really good deal, and it is. The problem with the Legion is the change in weapon mounts. Typically people praise it for oh, now I get large missiles instead of medium missiles, right? And medium ballistics instead of large ballistics. That's great, right? But against the Ziggurat, that's terrible, because what you want against the Ziggurat is to stack proximity charge launchers, which are mediums. There's no equivalent for the large mount. You don't have a large proximity charge, machine gun. That doesn't exist. If you want to use proximity charge launchers, which if you're fighting the Ziggurat, you do, then the baseline Legion is way better. And then on top of that, you can stack Devastators in the large mounts. The 14 variant can't do that. So hopefully what I'll get a chance to show you, I'll reassign my skills to the correct ones, and because really you only need 5 skills in combat. You can do this at level, if you find a Legion early on, you can do this at level 5. Right, you just grab combat endurance, impact mitigation, damage control, point defense, and missile specialization. With just those 5 skills, you can do it with your Legion early on. Because all you have to do, and it just doesn't require any skill, you just burn drive up in front of the Legion, in front of the Ziggurat, and then you'll hold down left mouse button and launch all of your charge launchers at it while the Devastators blast away. And you just destroy all of those EMP motes, well, most of them before they even get to you. And with you only need one S mod too. This is cool. You only need one S mod. Automated repair unit. That's it. You don't need a second or a third S mod or anything. Just the S modded automated repair unit lets you recover from the EMP damage really quickly. And even though this layout, it kind of sucks in general with no kinetic damage, you don't need kinetic damage. It's a phase ship. So you can very easily demolish the Ziggurat early on with a Legion at level 5. And I'm going to show you that that works. Even though this save file's on iron mode, so if I mess up, that would be really bad. But I'm pretty confident in this. It's very consistent, unlike, say, the Grendel. Of course, this means that I do have to, we're hostile with the Hegemony, which is where you would normally buy Legions. So I might have to drop my commission with Tritachyon before I even get a chance to buy a Paragon, which is what I wanted. It's a little annoying. It's a little annoying. Life isn't always fair like that. Maybe I can get into the Hegemony's good graces again and they'll let me buy a Legion. Maybe they'll have one on the black market if I'm lucky and then I won't need a commission. I can just sneak up to one of their worlds. It's going to be a pain. This is all going to be a pain because I don't just want to kill the Ziggurat. I want to humiliate it. I want it to be across the save files of the many gamers who play this game that they are able to take on the Ziggurat much easier than you normally should. And I want to show you how to do that. That's going to be my revenge. So with all of that out of the way, we're going to go visit Tritachyon because I would need to buy a lot of ships. Which, funny enough, I got Neuralink so that I could double up on the Fury, and then just forgot to get a second Fury. And that kind of sucks. Let's see, equipment cache, what have we got here? Some distance away. Irradiated world, yeah. Yada yada, whatever. One thing I've been thinking about lately is I'm continually impressed with the balancing decisions that the devs make. Now, I don't know how it was before, because I only started playing in 0.95 or something. Or maybe it was 0.94, I'm not exactly sure. But over the last few patches, ever since I started playing, the balancing has just gotten better and better. It's almost hard to believe that in the small ballistic slot, you have 4 different options for kinetic choices. Ignoring machine guns, of course, which would be like a 5th option, because, there's 2 machine guns, but they're not really that different enough that I would consider them different. So you've got 5 kinetic options, and all of them have their place. There are different ships where I use each and every one of those options. And the game has just been getting better with that. Like, now, before Gravitons were terrible. Now I actually use them. Before Phase Lances, I liked them, but they were too expensive in terms of flux. Now I actually use them. Oh wow, this place is not doing well. Oh, this is no. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, I see. Normally they probably have more stability from like a military base or something, but that got disrupted. Yeah, sucks to suck, I guess. If you've got, look, if you have a planet with a lot of ores. Like, let's say you've got a volcanic world, and that's your colony. What you want to do is, of course, you're going to set up a mine because it's always rich with ores. I don't think they ever go below +2. Oh, no, they do. They go down to, like, +1 at the lowest. Anyways, their ores are going to be the highest that you're going to find 90% of the time. So, obviously, you're going to be mining there. And then not being habitable means you can put a mantle bore, which is really cool. And then heavy industry is a good choice there because the nanoforge you put there can't pollute anything. It's not habitable in the first place. And then being an extreme heat world makes it perfect for military because you can slap on a cryo engine, and that's great. But then you've got that last 4th industry slot. You've got 2 choices. You can either put a commerce there to... What did I click on? I have no idea. You can either put a commerce there to sort of maximize the profit of the planet, which is viable because even though it reduces your stability, that's not really an issue because you get extra stability from your military base that you were putting there anyways. On the other hand, you could instead put a refinery. Now, the thing about the refinery is it's, you're not going to be making as much profit as you would with the commerce, of course. And on top of that, even if you get the item, the colony item that boosts the refinery, you can't put it on volcanic world. It requires no atmosphere. And volcanic worlds always have some kind of, atmospheric hazard. Oh, actually. Hey, I just lost one of these. Hold on. What a convenient gift. That's awesome. So anyways, even though you can't put a colony item there, what you have to remember is you've already got a mine. Yeah, no officers, of course. You've already got a mine, and you've got heavy industries. So what's going on is you're digging up ore from the dirt, shipping it somewhere else to be refined, and then shipping it back to the heavy industry to be turned into ship hulls and weapons, which then gets fed into your military base. Well, yeah, commerce would make you more money there, or you could put a refinery, which then cleans up the supply lines, because then you get ore straight from the dirt, which then goes directly to the refinery, which then goes directly to the heavy industry, and then the products of the heavy industry go directly to the military base. That means that it cannot be disrupted from shipping. It's physically impossible. It's all happening on the same planet. The only way that your enemies could disrupt the military base is fuel, right? The military bases do need to import fuel from somewhere, and you can't do that on the same planet that you're doing all of this at the same time. So you can't make it completely immune, but most of the stuff that it needs comes from heavy industry. It just needs the outputs of heavy industry plus fuel. And there's three things, no. I think it needs heavy weapons, supplies, and ship hulls. And that's three things that come straight from heavy industry. That's 75% of the stuff that it uses is now just complete. The entire supply chain is immune to disruption. So that's why you would do that. That's pretty convenient. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to buy the omens because I can, in fact, just restore them. I got cash. I got money. I got stacks. I'm a poet. Call me Dr. Seuss. I'm going to take this Medusa and name it a moose. A moose. Wow, that was impressive. I should give myself a poetry award for that. That was really good. It's like so moving on from that. Oh, I should probably sell these to you guys. I'll take all that. Thank you very much. Thank you very kindly. So, what I want to do is originally I was going to grab, that's right, originally I was going to grab Eradicators to act as escorts for the Paragons in the endgame fleet. Kind of changed my mind on that. I'm actually going to go with Medusas. Partly because that means that I get to have every ship size in the fleet. I'm going to have Omens for frigates, Medusas for destroyers, I'm going to have Furies for cruisers, and I'm going to have Paragons for capital ships. And then partly just because it means we get to stick to the theme of high-tech for our fleet. And that's going to be very cool. And then partly because escort package just works better on destroyers in general. A big reason to choose Eradicators is for the kinetic damage output and the range that they have. Medusas do get kinetic damage thanks to their universal slots, so that's there. They're going to suffer a bit in terms of range, but that's probably fine. They've got better shield strength and they're a lot more mobile. So their survivability, their ability to fend off flankers should be better. And that's really what they're there for. Okay. I don't think I need any of these weapons. Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting here. Let's move on. Anything hard-drinking spacer? No. I don't need a freighter. I'm good. A freighter is one of the things I do, in fact, not need. Now, let's just go straight into hyperspace. Bye-bye. Yeah, we're going to be buying ships, and then we're going to be going home. And then I'm going to start looking for a Legion. This is my mission. This is my quest. This is my vengeance, and I will not rest until it is done. Why is this... The game giveth, and the game taketh away. Or in this case, the reverse, because I just get to buy all the omens that I lost. And I get to buy another Fury. You know, life is just that easy. You go looking, you find. Unless what you're looking for is officers, in which case, good luck. You're not finding anything. But other than that, if you're not looking for officers, you're golden. Everything is sunshine and rainbows. Gonna need more crew, though. Yeah, give me that. Gimme, gimme. Okay. No, I'm trying to sort. Just to make sure everything's in order. You see the blueprints are still here. I wonder when the pirates are going to come cash them in. Do they just sit there forever, or do they, like, disappear? It would make sense if they disappear when they get put to use. Yeah, we'll restore that. Okay, so... no, none of that. That's nonsense. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I should be buying weapons. I could put Sabopod here. Perfect. That is perfect. This is what I want. Well, I want a little more than that. I want Neuralink, just to... because that's kind of important. Neural interface, that's the one. Okay, so now we've got this. And then over here we build in missile racks and solar shielding, just the same. And wait, no, we don't have everything on hand. Yeah, we don't have the antimatter blasters. That's what we're short. But now we do have linked ships, which is pretty neat. It's pretty cool. I recommend trying it sometime. I'm gonna take both of these in the sim, make them both like that. Another cool thing is if you set your flagship to search and destroy, it remembers that. So it's better to demonstrate that than anything else. I'll just throw in a bunch of destroyers, I guess. So let's say that I take control now. Well, it's not on search and destroy anymore, but if I hit autopilot, you can see the arrow is yellow. It's still on search and destroy. So even if you immediately take control back, then the next time you give up control to the AI, it remembers that you were on search and destroy, which is pretty convenient. Oh, darn. He got away. Probably shouldn't be targeting the Medusa first, with its high mobility and shields. T is not working. Why is T not working? Did this die? Oh, no, of course, right, that's right. Even though I set up the template, it just didn't put on Neuralink. Yeah, of course. That's just what happened. Gotcha. I understand the situation. There we go. So yeah, S. Because generally, I find, well, at least with Furies, I find that I don't exactly want them going and capturing points. I mean, there is a video of me just doing this on my channel already, although there's no talking over it. There's no silky smooth commentary. It's just pure piloting. But the fleet that I fight in that video is more impressive. Can't use your shield to block my shot if I'm physically clipping inside of you. Simple as. Now this is where some antimatter blasters would be real nice. But I gotta live with what I got. Oh, I should have these on auto fire. There we go. Actually, having a single ion cannon is probably a decent idea. Yep, you are in over your head. That's to be expected, of course. Although one thing that is annoying right there is the AI does shoot out the Sabos at like maximum range while chasing an enemy, which is utter nonsense. That's not what you want to be doing. Where are you going? Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, if you overload like an isolated enemy, you can trust the AI to mostly handle that. Oh. It's really unfortunate that the AI was targeting the Enforcer rather than the Sunder, because the Sunder's more fragile and more dangerous. Oh, I missed. Oh well. Yeah, clean them up like that. And this should get easier as my equipment gets better. Especially the Cryoblaster is very effective on these things. Now, is this the best way to use Neuralink? Probably not, even though it's fun. You're probably better off linking like an Onslaught on the one hand, like an Onslaught to an Afflictor that meets the 50-point limit is still there. I think I was questioning it last time because it's not in the skill itself, but it is on the Hall mod. It does mention 50 points or less. So Afflictor plus Onslaught meets that limit, and a player-piloted Onslaught's really good. Plus an Afflictor, those things are crazy good in player hands. It's a little ridiculous. So you get to mix those two together, very effective in your hands. They both get to have more skills than an officer would offer, because they're in player hands. You get to slap on cybernetic augmentation to make even more advantage of those skills. And you still get to transfer back and forth without any delay, because they meet that 50, they're under that 50, well, they're exactly 50 points. So they meet the requirement. The other way to do it, of course, would just be like linking together, getting a bunch of combat skills and linking together two Paragons, because, well, now that two Paragons is half your fleet in terms of DP, and half your fleet now gets to have, like, 6 to 8, anywhere from 6 to 8 combat skills. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. 2 linked Paragons plus cybernetic augmentation. Even if the transfer takes a long time, you're still winning. That's still a good place to be. That's like, if you had a choice, you would be there. So is this optimal? Well, I'm still bringing Paragons. They're just going to be AI controlled. And as it turns out, AI controlled Paragons do well. They really do. They know how to use Fortress Shield, and because of the way the Paragon's designed, it's really hard. They can't get, right, it's not like an Onslaught where you get a single frigate behind you and you're screwed. No, the Paragon can just point its tachyon lances backwards, and it's good night for that frigate. Obviously, it's still better if the enemies aren't surrounding you, but it's not as crippling to the AI. Okay, so let's see. Do we have anything here? Well, I've already got some Reapers. That's a good start. We should be maxing this out. Unfortunately, I can't really do S mods right now, just because I'm so short on story points. Let's grab that, let's grab that, let's grab that. Yeah, and I do need a PD laser, so you'll actually get in range. Okay. It's just... Seriously? There we go. And then I hit V instead of G, of course. Sometimes life is just like that. Alright, there's hammers and there's hammers. Perfect. Alright, they'll do fine. Let's see what you've got over here. Phase Lance. I've always liked double Phase Lance. I've always liked this. I've used it on the Eagle before. But man, the flux costs are crazy. Now, after the buff, it's a lot more doable. I only have one? I'll probably have more back home, yeah. I guess for now I'll do a railgun here. As much as that sucks. Alright, let's get Flux. Flux ain't that bad. Shield conversion front, that's a classy move. Get some of that. Get some of that. Get some of that. Yeah, this is probably fine. The lack of point defense is a bit bothersome, but this will be fine for now. Okay, what have we got? We have a bunch of officers with nowhere to go. What's the best choice for you guys? You do have combat endurance, so sticking you in the Omens is probably a good idea. You actually have a shot at being a permanent officer, depending on what you level up with, so don't screw it up. No pressure. No pressure, but if you screw it up, you're fired. Okay, and yeah, Tempests and Sunders are not what I'm looking for. Although the Sunder actually has a lot of potential in the late game now. Someone on the forums by the name of Draba has shown that instead of just stacking onslaughts, you can take on like 4 Ordos with 4 onslaughts. What? Oh, I've got a patrol. Yep, I'm fine. I'm clean. It's fine. 4 onslaughts being escorted by like 5 Sunders and then having 2 Medusas to capture the points actually works. Right? The onslaughts can run S-modded expanded magazines with triple Storm Needler, so now they've got great TPCs and great close range kinetic damage, which of course the remnants are going to just jump right in your face, so the short range isn't really an issue. And then they're supported by Sunders with high intensity lasers and IR auto lances, which just, the onslaught deals with the shields, and then these Sunders can sit back at long range and shred whatever's left. And they also do enough damage to shred frigates on their own. It's very fun to watch. Okay, yeah, I still got to earn more reputation. You guys couldn't make it easy for me, could you? Actually, when it comes to factions, Tritachyon is kind of the best one to get a commission with, because other factions, you can build up your reputation by giving them a bunch of AI cores, right? Like, you get 2 things out of your commission. You get reputation with the faction, and you get money. But you're getting the same money from every faction. Reputation, and you're getting the same money from the commission. But like, let's say there's not really much of a reason to be commissioned by the church, for example, because if I need to build up my reputation with the church, a single Raspberry Pi is worth 3 points. That's 6 times as much reputation as I get from giving it to Tritachyon. So being commissioned with Tritachyon, boosting up your reputation from just fighting random pirates, is worth more than the reputation you gain from your commission at the church, because you can buy reputation easier at the church with Raspberry Pis and blueberries. Of course, you're not going to give them blueberries, though. Those are for player use only. Yeah, so you guys don't really have what I want. Aurora, that's cool. No thanks, though. I'll pass. And no officers, naturally. Remember, if you're looking for something, ask and you shall receive, unless you're asking for an officer, in which case, sucks to suck, I guess. So, let's see. This is a research station, so I do want to do that. Even though there's not really anything else out there, I do want to go grab that. Money. Alright, do I need to buy anything here? I'm pretty sure the answer is no. Yeah, we're looking good. People complained a lot about the crisis being too many, too fast, too difficult. I think, and then it got toned down in the hotfix. And the current pace has been, I'm pretty sure this save file, I've gotten like 8, I started a colony, and then I've gone through like 8 hours of gameplay, and we're still only at 211 on the crisis meter. It's not like I've gone out of my way to keep it down. I destroyed a pirate base, which is, that's it. Destroying that's common sense. It hurts your accessibility if you just leave it there. Like, I want to give the combat drone replicator to Kanta to get her protection, which boosts the accessibility of your colony. But I'm worried that it would actually take away these points, which I want, because it's just taking so long. Although people have suggested the ability to basically insult other factions as a way to get the crisis to go faster, which is a good idea. That's a great idea. You just send a diplomatic insult. It's like the hegemony suspects you're using AI cores, and instead of waiting for them to build up, diplomatic tension the normal way, you just straight up insult them and say, screw you, you guys are dumb. You guys don't know what you're talking about, you're dumb, you're stupid. And it sucks to suck. You're just haters, really. I don't know why they think they have a chance here. Alright. And that would be great. Right? You're just accelerating it so that you can do it when you want to. Right, so if you want to delay it, you do the normal things you do, like blowing up fleets to delay the crisis. And if you want to do it faster, you just insult people. Simple as. I keep forgetting, right? I don't have... This one does not have antimatter blasters. That's... You've got to remember that. No blasters. Oh, it has a railgun. That's cute. Good night. Yeah, just ignore the monitor. Just ignore the monitor. It is not a threat. It's a distraction. That would have been really cool if it hit. Alright, you go chase that. Yeah, no amount of spinning is going to save you there, Gemini. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Alright, looks like all that's really left is that and this. Now, is the wolf going to get away? I guess we'll find out. Yes, it does. Okay. That's fine. You guys wanted to pick a fight. That was a foolish move. That was a fool's maneuver. I'll just be taking your stuff now. Thank you. Let me turn that off. I don't want to be stopped every 5 minutes by some random fool who thinks he can take on the legendary Paul Bingus. I mean, really. You'd think I'd have a reputation by now. Actually, it would be nice if the reputation mechanics were a little more complicated. Like, there could be a reputation, there could be like separate... I mean, obviously you don't want it to just be a bunch of numbers that like overwhelm the player. But you could have like a sort of universal reputation meter for things like competence and trustworthiness, right? How do people, if you have like a lot of, like if you're known to be very effective, but you've got low trust, in other words, you're not very loyal, you display a lack of loyalty, you display opportunism, then you build up a reputation for like high in the competence meter but low in the trust meter, so people tend to be afraid of you. Versus you could be high in the trust meter, in which case people are more likely to take you at your word. They're not as likely to apply checks and balances to you when making deals, because they trust that you, because past behavior is that you do what you say you're going to do. Right. And then you could have, really it's not even about like deals or game mechanics, it's mostly about dialogue. Games are more fun when the way that characters treat you in the game matches your actions. Right? It's not great when you commit war crimes and then people are still treating you like the hero of the game. You're the savior and you can do no wrong and nobody ever calls you out on anything. It's like I mean, if you've done a lot of things that are wrong, if the game allows you to do a lot of things that are wrong, it's a bit weird if nobody calls you out on it. Right? That's the idea. That's what I'm getting at here. Right? It's just thinking about, well, reputation is more than just like a real human's reputation is not some linear thing. It's not just like you have good reputation or bad reputation. There's difference between do people think that you're effective? Are you dangerous? Right? How dangerous are you versus how trustworthy are you? Because if you're both, then you could end up very sought after. That would mean that people want to hire you if you're both effective and trustworthy. Whereas if you're effective but not trustworthy, then people want, rather than trying to hire you, people want to contain you. They want to make sure you don't cause any harm, because you could. And that's a different thing. Versus if you're not very effective, probably because it's still the early game, then people just don't really know who you are in the first place. Like if you have high reputation, for example, if you've done a lot of missions for the hegemony, but then you get a Tritachyon commission, and the Tritach goes at war with the hegemony, then it would kind of make sense for enemy captains, like you're at war now, for enemy captains in the hegemony to kind of recognize you, because before the war you had really good reputation. So maybe maybe hegemony captains will recognize you and just kind of let you go because they admire and respect you, and they don't want to fight you. You know, something like that. Of course, that level of nuance is hard to get right. Yeah, I don't really need to go here, do I? No. Although I could... Alright, let's do another run at the Tritachyon Worlds. Let's see if we can... what I really need is reputation, though. Right? All I need is... I've got basically everything. I just need a second Paragon. I see a second Medusa, a second Paragon, then I need officers with better skill sets for the jobs that I'm giving them. And then that's pretty much everything. So aside from that, what I would need is I really want to get my hands on a Legion. Where it would be... Well, Arcadia is military, so... Maybe I can sneakily get over to the planet and check the black market for legions. They do show up sometimes. Yeah, I should be big enough that they shouldn't want to fight me. Let's just get in this asteroid field. Let's sneak up. Let's just get right in there. This is a military planet. Black market does not have a legion. Sad. Unfortunate. Yeah, and of course, it's a mercenary officer. You know, maybe that's what happened. I feel like officers in the past were more plentiful, but I think what happened is when they added mercenary officers, it must be the case that they take up officer spawns, essentially. It must be the case that before, 100% of officers spawned as normal officers, and now that number got cut in half because half of them got replaced by mercenary officers, or some percentage. That's probably what happened. I really don't think it was this difficult to get them before mercenaries. Storm Needler. Yes. It's very good now. It's very good in the right format. I'll be buying that from you, thank you very much. So we could use a little point defense. Yeah, I'll drop that. Drop that down. We'll grab that for now. Looks good to me. Oh, is there a light needler? There is. Perfect. Actually, can I buy more? Yeah, that I can. Yeah. Even though I have more at home, so I don't really need to. Alright, let's get out of here. So if I can just get... I mean, there's no real point to have this, right? Well, I guess I'll leave it. I don't want to abandon it. I'll just leave that forever. I'm sure if I abandon it, I'll take a reputation hit. And there's no time limit on it, so I can just leave that forever. She'll be waiting for that ship forever. Sucks to suck, I guess. Yeah, these I can do whenever I'm not in any rush. So I'm going to go looking at Hegemony military worlds in case I can snag a legion somehow. Or maybe I need to do a Hegemony bounty and just recover a legion from combat. I mean, if I'm bringing Paragons, that should be pretty simple. Yeah, let's just go. And of course, speaking of bounties, system bounties are an interesting beast. What I hear is that they're good for stacking up a reputation, even if they're not very good for money. I did recently try a save file where I started up just doing a system bounty with the, the starting wolf and kite. It's kind of fun. You can see the sort of, oh, wow, that's, okay, there's no way that they're just going over there randomly. That's where I bumped into an asteroid. So it definitely gave my positioning away. It must have. There's no way they would be just all running over there if not. So bumping into an asteroid does increase your sensor profile. That's the only way to make sense of that. Because it was really far away. Oh, you've got an eagle. That's cool. But, no Legion. And no officer. Alright, let's get out of here. Ooh. Clean. You've only got one Eradicator, so I could fight you for sure. I'm just not that interested in it right now, I'm not in the mood. Come back and die another time. If you would be so kind. But yes, I can see the progression that was intended with system bounties. Right, you start off with a small fleet. You do a few bounties, and then you earn a few credits, and then you recover like the hounds and the Cerberus that you kill. You buy a couple more, some weapons to get them equipped. You get a few more ships. You can see the progression that's intended there. It's just way slower. It's like, why would you do it that way? Okay, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why. Did I not have Neuralink in this template? I guess not. Alright, well that's settled. Okay, and I can get these equipped properly. Yeah, I have to go down like this. Sad, but it's just the way that it is now. I'm not pumping story points into these just yet. Oh, there's another Medusa, and this one is going to be cheaper, so I'm going to grab that one. None of those. I'm not going to be using them. Yeah, it's good enough. Works for me. And that gives me somewhere to put you. Or you. I guess I'll do you. Okay. Then I'm going to have to go repair. That's fine. No officers, of course. I mean, what did I think this was? A place where officers existed? No, of course not. This is not that place. Give me more fuel. And we'll just go do these. We'll go do these, then we'll go home. We're going to grab the Paragon. And then I'm going to do some bounties. Yeah, we'll do some bounties. We'll try to hit max level. And hopefully some of those bounties are hegemony bounties where I can grab myself a Legion. That would be nice. Because I have a really good thumbnail for in case I beat it with a Legion. Yeah, I actually cooked up the thumbnail before even playing because I know what my plan is. It's just a question of whether or not I can actually do it. Of course, in the thumbnail, I could just swap. The Legion for like a Paragon, but that's not as impressive, right? That's not as impressive. It's a Paragon. Even though high tech has a harder time against the Ziggurat, even though that's true, most people aren't going to look at it that way. They're going to look at it and say, oh, it's almost the same amount of deployment points. That's not as impressive as a single Legion, is it? I still have Marines, don't I? Yeah, I still have Marines. This is easy. Why pay the bribe when you can just steal the thing? And, of course, you can... Yeah, you also... I wonder, do you bypass retaliation? Because I know if you confront to lower the bribe price, they send after a fleet to try and harass you. So I wonder if you bypass, like, it would make sense that they would do that if you stole the thing as well, right? That would make sense. So I'm wondering if that still gets triggered, though. It might not. What can you do? Point defense and ordnance expertise. I don't think I need that. Sorry. Yeah, in this case, because it's the church and not the path, they're not going to try and stiff you, but you also can't just break them out. Yeah, you just have to pay the money. Simple as. It's a simple transaction. Easy enough. You guys don't have legions. These guys, now the church used to have legions galore. They used to be their only capital ship, so they had legions, let me tell you. They had legions of legions. But nowadays, they don't, that's not even part of their arsenal. So you're never going to see that. Alright. Yeah, I'm really low on supply. Hold on. I can't buy anything in the Galatia system because I'm hostile with the hegemony. So while I'm here, it would be prudent to pick up a few supplies. Let's not make any foolish decisions now. Alright, what have you got? Impact mitigation. Yeah, once again, I really don't need that. Hey look, a retribution. I mean, with the new Storm Needler, you know, you combine S-modded magazines, you can put Storm Needler in the large slot, you can put mining blasters in the medium slots. That's a pretty good combo. That works. Right, supplies. I hear that it's pretty decent. I'll buy more supplies than I need, that's fine. Yeah, and then I think we just move on. It's not particularly... Unless you guys have, like... No, you don't have burst PDs, of course. Let's just move on. Oh, wait, hold on. That's right, that's right. Of course. I might as well. Oh, this is the... Hold on. Yeah, this is the start of the quest line. You can revisit the shrine. But that doesn't actually do anything. Bye. See ya. He look the path of the church watchers. Well, you better. It looks like you had your eyes closed, my friend. And I accidentally hit that. Just fat-fingered number 4. Let's see, Barren Desert World. Yeah, not super interesting. No, we're gonna cash in these missions. We're gonna go home. We'll do the last Academy mission that's over there. That should clean out our important tab. That'll be nice. Oh, uh-oh. Looks like they want to interfere with my mission. Looks like they're not very good at it. Oh, yes, of course. Let's get comfortable. Yep, the moats are very impressive, I know. So I go to Chico Moztok and ask to see the High Hegemon. Get the credentials from Yerebay and talk to him. Got it. Hey, look, I don't need to know the details, really. Cash those in. Perfect. Thank you, my friend. Alright, and you have something to say? What exactly is it you want me to do? Okay, calm down. I need to know how to carry out my mission. Yup. Scan the gates. What were you saying? Ah, yes, of course. Elisa. Yeah, you have nothing new to say. You have nothing new. Let's go. So, gates, scanning. All right, this part of the main quest can get bugged. I noticed this bug before. I think that they fixed it, but I'm pretty sure I got this bug again where I couldn't talk to the High Hegemon. It's something weird where if you like you scan like 2 gates, then you go talk to Yerebay to get the credentials, and then you scan the rest of the gates, and then it's something weird like that where if you do it in like a mixed order, it ends up just not working for some reason. And I think I experienced that bug again, which I really don't want to do this time because, well, it would suck to not be able to use the gates in this playthrough. That would be quite bad. Are these in the same system? No, they're close. Yeah, I'll ignore that. Jump point, some distance away, yeah. Yeah, not being able to use the gates would really suck. In the future, I'll probably just use Nick Serlin and skip the story. It's a bit tedious to go through it every single time. It's nice to just have gate technology. I think the game can... Like, unlocking gate technology for the first few times is pretty cool. It's pretty fun. You go through this whole story and it's like a big deal. But once you've played the game enough times, eventually you're just like, oh, and you start a new save file. You're just like, okay, can I just have this from the beginning? Can I just have this? Can I skip all of the quests that I have to do? Thank you. It is nice. Especially, yeah, I might even do a randomly generated sector instead of having the same core worlds every time. That could be cool. And I'll probably do one where I fight the bugs. Yeah, let's just go home. Basically. Well, before we head home, we'll hit this, which is right next door, basically. Yeah, I was actually planning, before this patch came out, the current patch, I was actually planning on doing a start where I start a playthrough where I play as a spacer, like I did this time, but with the Hiver mod enabled. Or I'd have to, you know, start out as a zero, as a guy in debt, and then work my way up to being a hero. You know, 0 to hero, you're a spacer with a big debt, and then you work your way up to saving humanity from the bugs. That was kind of the idea. And then the patch came out, and now I'm just playing this. So I probably will do the bugs in the future. And I have to say, a lot of there's so many faction mods, and they look so good. You know, a lot of the ships in vanilla, pardon me, but they're kind of ugly. I mean, look at this thing. Look at the Fury. Really look at it. What is this? Like, the Omen looks kind of cool. A Medusa looks fine. It's pretty circular. But what are these lumps? It looks like a... It doesn't look good, you know? It just doesn't. The silhouette is weird. It's like the drawing is fine. Like the armor plate, like if you zoom in on the detailing, the details look really good, the armor plate, but the silhouette is just strange and lumpy. Which is part of the aesthetic of Star Sector. Oh, so we're gonna get pirates first, are we? It's not gonna be the church, it's not gonna be the hegemony. We're gonna deal with pirates. Okay. Well, I'll deal with the pirates, that's fine. That's what it is. Where was I going? Right. But like a lot of factions just look like more what you expect from sci-fi. Very clean, very distinct. Like Diablo Avionics is gorgeous. You know, the Iron Shell ships look really good. There's the Knights of Lud, there's Scalar Tech, there's just more. I could go on and on. They make really good looking ships. They look better, they're more aesthetically pleasing than the vanilla ships, and sometimes I think it would be nice to just kind of delete all of the vanilla content and only do like modded stuff, just so that the sector will look pretty. Like I don't know exactly how. I guess you can use Nick Serlin to disable the vanilla factions, but a lot of their ships are still going to show up, right? And that's another problem is, you know, some ships just get used across every faction, which makes sense for common designs, whereas that makes sense that they get used across multiple factions with common designs, but it's also just kind of unintuitive. Magnetic field in the outer reaches. Probably up here then, if not down there. Although I am going to check out the center of the system first, see if there's anything interesting here. Because it would be nice to have basically a 4X version of the game using a lot of the prettier factions that people have modded in rather than the vanilla ones. Really? I wasn't close enough? Are you sure? Because I don't want to get any closer. This is a lot. There's a lot of stuff in the way. No, it just doesn't care. All right. Well, I'm not gonna go emergency burn in there. That's not happening. We're moving on. But yeah, I think the combat mechanics and the ship design mechanics are really impressive. And it would be nice to just have more games with the same mechanics. Or at least similar mechanics, in terms of armor and shields and flux and all of that. Like a 4X version of the game. And that's really all I can think of, because I like those. But I'm sure if there were more space games with different genres that could use these mechanics, that would still be cool. And so so you could probably, it'd be nice to just make like a mod that disables all the vanilla factions, and then you just add in all the mod factions you want, and then you just have these, each faction would then end up with very distinct identities. There's not overlapping ships. They'll look very pretty. And then you could just have this big gab sector-wide war. And some of the mechanics that people have come up with in mods, like shield drones and ships that aren't actually one ship, it's multiple ships that are like chain linked together, and deploying, like there's just so many things that people have come up with that are just crazy mechanics. So if you made a 4X out of this, what you could do is you could have, like, early game, the technology you have is basically the vanilla stuff, and then a lot of the crazier game mechanics that you see in mods would be stuff that you would unlock through research. And that progression it's not just that they're more powerful, it's also that just they fundamentally work in like mechanically different ways that just kind of break your brain with how innovative they are. And that, like, having a game with that level of progression would be really fun. At least I think so. And I think a lot of people think so. And, Nick Serlin says it's kind of a 4X overhaul. It's not really 4X. It's not like a classic 4X game, really. Adds in a lot of new mechanics, and that's appreciated, but I wouldn't really call it a 4X. All right. So, you're coming with me, big boy. All right, we're not messing around no more. I'm going to need more crew. Is that enough? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. Although, eventually I want another one, and I do need to repair you. Is there anyone who's good for this? Gunnery implants is kind of meh. They're just kind of underwhelming on the Paragon, because proportionally, they're not offering as much, right? Going from, for example, putting gunnery implants on the destroyer, you're going from 20% to 35%. That's a pretty significant bonus. Going from 100% to 115%, or I guess really, I should be adding in the base range. So it's like a destroyer with a targeting unit is 120% base range, and you bump that up to 135. Whereas with the Paragon, you're already at 200%. So going from 200 to 215 is a smaller proportional benefit. I mean, really, I think that the biggest benefit you would probably get from gunnery implants is the increased accuracy, the reduced spread for the heavy needlers. I've tested a lot of different things with the Paragon, and I've become pretty convinced that heavy needlers are just the best thing you can put in those slots. These two slots, you want heavy needlers. I've tried other things. Heavy needlers are just the best. Big burst of kinetic damage. They just give you the highest kinetic DPS. And it's all front-loaded. Like, what else would you want to use here? Like, the Paragon is already really good at everything, but it lacks kinetic damage. So, it makes a lot of sense that you would just do that. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going for hull restoration. I am just going to have to pay for that. Very lame, very uncool. But it is the way that it is. I should have more than 2 burst BDs. Really? Okay. Well, maybe I can do something a bit silly. Ah, yes, I have 1,000,000 mining lasers. Perfect. Yes, this is peak performance right here. Gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Although it does bother me that I've got them in the reverse order for the hull mods. So be it. Does that only give me 5? Oh, that's annoying. Because I want 6. I really don't have enough burst PDs. I guess I should have been buying more. Yeah, these are the best spots to post your point defense, right? Because look at those firing arcs. This covers your back. This covers forward. This can even converge and hit things coming from the front. And then these have really wide firing arcs, right? These ones, look, you'll notice that these are less than 180 degrees. These are much wider. These are wider. These are wider. So these spots you can pretty much ignore. If you want more stuff at the back, you can use these slots. I don't think it's generally necessary. And then these slots. Graviton. Oops. Accidentally hit the Windows button instead of Shift. Double gravitons. Usually I would actually want plasma cannons here, but, you know, symmetry. S-modded magazines makes these pretty decent, and it also boosts your point defense, so that's cool. But like plasma cannons. I have seen some people put tachyon lances here and plasma cannons here, which is interesting. I might want to try that. I do like tachyon lances being it with turret gyros, just being able to chase down and pop frigates. But late game, you are going to have not just frigates, but like destroyers coming in and trying to swarm around the sides of the ship. And having a hard flux option besides just the Needler. I mean, the Needler, part of what makes it good is it gives you a hard flux option that can almost point backwards. So that's nice, but adding an extra one in the form of a plasma cannon could be good. It's debatable. It's the kind of thing where maybe both are good. It's hard to say which one's better. This is what I typically prefer, especially because the tachyon lances already have longer range. So putting the plasma cannons further back in the hull means that you do need to get significantly closer to the enemy, like 100 range units closer to the enemy for your plasma cannons to actually hit them. Okay, so that, of course, we want flux distributor naturally. We want that. We want that. This and one of these. And the rest can go here. Oh wait, no, I probably want expanded magazines. Even if I'm not going to S-mod it. Still useful to have here. And that's a big boy. Now he's a bit slow, which is an issue. And I have so much money, I'll just restore it. Even though that's more than you're paying for a fresh Paragon. I'm probably not going to be finding one for a while. And I'm going to be earning a lot of money in the meantime. So yes, we will pay for that. I will pay the exorbitant price. And nobody can stop me. Speaking of, I could S-mod stabilized shields here. I mean, there's definitely stabilized shields is a good choice. So is flux distributor. If I was planning on keeping these or using volatile particle driver, then this would be a good choice. I don't think accelerated shields is a good choice. The extra shield turn rate and raise rate is kind of cute, but not super necessary. Right? Getting accelerated shields in the first place doubles the rate, but then getting another 100% is actually only, rather than times 2, it's only times 1.5 at that point. So, not super impressed by that. And I'm not really impressed by the S-mod bonus here either. Only another 10%? Really? You couldn't at least give me another 25%? I mean, that's a lot, sure, but, like, how many, like, think about it. If I'm venting, even if I have my capacity full, the S-mod bonus is saving me maybe 1 second. Maybe. If I'm venting from full, it's saving me 1 second. That's what that S-mod bonus is doing. Versus something like S-modding a repair unit. That just cuts the time in half a second time. Right? Getting a repair unit cuts repair time in half. S-modding it cuts that time in half again. And reduces overload duration. That's really good. Turret gyros, that's really good. Stabilized shields, that's really good. This, you could give me a little more. You could stand to give me a little more. I don't think this is worth S-modding. Now, right, hold on. Let's see. Q. I do think I can afford to put a story point here. S-modding solar shielding so that this thing doesn't end up losing all of its combat readiness by getting hit from a storm would be nice. You know, if one of these gets hit by a storm and loses all its combat readiness, that's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. This thing, I've only got one of these. So I want it to be ready. And eventually I'm going to get best of the best, and then I'll probably just go stabilize shields, because it's really good on a high-tech ship with massive shields like this. And that'll be that. Okay. And while we're at it, you. Oh man, I would love to just take you down and kill the Ziggurat. I would love to do that with you. You and I, that would be a good time. But you can't run proximity charge launchers. Well, yeah, I mean you can, but you can only run 2 in your large slots, which is really not what you want to be doing. So unfortunately, I am going to have to find a basic normal legion if I want to do that. This is unfortunate. I don't want it to be this way. You know, if it could be a different way, then I would do that, but it isn't. So be it. Man, this ship by itself had so much crew. Skeleton yes, of course, it's 700, and then it's got faulty automated system, so it's over 1,000. Of course. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to restore you, though. I don't really want to. And you're probably not sticking around that long. Ooh. Hammer barrages would be interesting. Alright, let's just start by getting Vulcans on this thing. No, not there. Start by getting the basic Vulcans that you're pretty much always going to put. I mean, I could do Heavy Maulers plus Squall, but I don't really... No. Nah. Actually, do I have an extra officer? No. Yeah, then you're just going to come without officers. It's fine. You will be fine. Don't really have any support fighters. Kopeshes are nice. They're fast. They don't have shields, which means, on the one hand, they're fragile, but it also means they won't overload, so they can always fire their payload. And the replacement rate is pretty decent. It's pretty good for bombers. For bombers, 15 seconds is short. What else do I have? I guess I would just put like 2 broadswords, 2 Khopesh. Yeah, that's not bad. You know, double Merv. It's been nerfed, but probably still good. Do I want hardened shields, or would I rather have bulkheads? Well, we'll see. We'll see. Now, in theory, the Hurricanes should work without ECCM package now, but I have no idea. I have no idea if that's true. I haven't really used them too much. Their damage went way down. But they should, they should be fine as a temporary addition to the fleet. Let's see, I could put like a heavy needler in case the enemy gets close. And mostly rely on... Okay, so we're out. Let's drop those. Get more flux. Probably don't need to put all of it here, because not all of our weapons are going to be firing at the same time. So we can do something like... Yeah, we'll do it like an even split. Yeah, that should be fine. And the last thing you want to do is Hurricanes. I mean, even before they got nerfed, you want to link them. Because you want to get that saturation to the point where you oversaturate their point defense and their shields, and you score that critical overload, or at the very least force them to drop their shields and take a bunch of damage. And a single Hurricane really couldn't do that beforehand, right? At the point where it's firing, you really wanted the double shot coming in at the same time. Okay, let's see what you've got. What are you made of? What are you made of? Yeah, and of course it's just going to fire them off right away. This is the way that Hurricanes work. It stops doing that once it gets down to 3 shots, by the way. When the launcher is down to 3 shots, it starts saving them and using them only to finish off targets. Wow, those thumpers really shredded the missiles. It's a little annoying. Yeah, you're close, but that's what of course it's gonna... Yeah, this is one of the problems with missile weapons, though. The ship is targeting one thing, but then it fires the missiles at something else, and the target selection is almost nonsensical. Why would you not... like, you're gonna shoot it at something where its shields are basically empty instead of the one that you were targeting with your kinetics. Why would you do that? And now that it's overloaded, please target it. Please target the one that's overloaded. Nope. Well, at least this one kind of makes sense. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and bring back ECCM. Their accuracy isn't terrible without it. But... yeah, there we go. Yeah, if this thing can take on a few frigates, or a few destroyers, then that's fine. That's good enough. This is not a brawler, so I probably don't need this. Drop that, get some ECCM in here. And then we're just going to hope that it doesn't get screwed over by EMP. I mean, most of the time I'm not even going to deploy this. This is just... I mean, a large part of what it's going to do is just scare off smaller fleets from thinking they have a shot, because they don't. And while, you know, that's free EXP and free money if they keep attacking me, it's also just a lot of time taken up. Okay. Anything else that we want? Do we have officers? No. Personally, yep. 1,380 cargo, luxury goods, 94,000 credits. Yeah, not really interested. Ah, there we go. This is a quest that's actually pretty good. I mean, you're supposed to give them the alpha core that you find, but you can just keep it, and so far there's not really any consequences for that, which is going back to what I said earlier about your reputation. If you can have a generic reputation about how trustworthy you are, then things like this, where you can imagine that like those people that you stiffed, that you steal the alpha core from here, would spread rumors about you, which would overall bring down how trustworthy you are perceived. Which is fair because that's what you chose to do. So that would be an interesting way to add consequences to your decisions here. Okay. So, I think I'm going to ignore Kazaron, and I'm going to scan all 6 gates first, then I'm going to go to Kazaron. I think that's what I'm going to do. So with that in mind, it's always easier to scan gates outside the core worlds than it is the ones in the core worlds, and the reason for that is because the ones in the core worlds, they add in like random fleets pop up that interfere with your scanner. Which personally I think would be nice if, like, some of them are obviously there because they know what you're up to, but some of them seem like they're oblivious to what you're up to, and that they're just like, oh yeah, we're on like a pilgrimage, guarding holy vigil over the gate or whatever. Wait, I can't believe I hit 5 that fast. That was faster than I thought. Okay. Yeah, but what I was saying is that some of them seem like they should just be there all the time. And for those ones, it would be nice if they actually were there before you get this quest. Because it feels a little artificial when they say that they're doing this thing that's always active, but it isn't actually. Whereas the ones that are kind of like wink, wink, nudge, nudge, we know what you're up to, those ones it makes sense that they only pop up once you get the quest. Oh man, so... the only problem is, I don't know how this works. So if I just add in other industries, does that interfere with the Lytic majority, or did they just not get the bonus? Because it just kind of popped up, and it's not like the game tells you. It doesn't tell you why, although the fact that I started with farming is probably why. So, like, would this bonus disappear if I built in a different structure, or would they be fine with it? I mean, okay, well, they can't, right? It can't just disappear, because then you would have 2 empty industry slots on your planet in order to get this bonus. And while it's a nice bonus... Oh, that's right, that's why it grew to size 5 so fast. It's plus 25, right. Right, it grew from 4 to 5 faster because of this. But yeah, there's no way that it just, like, drops the bonus because of that. Let's see, how much stability do I have? Because I've got drugs flowing, and drugs plus commerce is a good way to make money. Yes, it's 10, 13, that gets canceled out. Yeah, so I'm at yeah, because base value's 5, plus 2 management bonus, and then the next 3 bring us up to 10. Star Fortress and Freeport cancel out, and heavy batteries, Ludic Majority, and makeshift comm relay bring us up to 13. So, yeah, I can just build a commerce, and that should be fine. And I do have the colony item for that, which I should probably install before I go. Yeah, let's make that important, because it is. More alpha cores is more good. Speaking of which, I do have some on my person. Although it will increase hostile activity, that's probably fine. Let's see. Oh, right, and of course we're really close to a midway crisis. So I probably won't go back to the core worlds. I'll stick around here. Alright. I want to be here. I want to put an item. Yes. Confirm. Ooh. Then again, using colony items should also be increasing hostile activity. So while we're at it, I mean, the baseline only giving you 25% is really not much. 25% income, that's pretty underwhelming. Throwing in the Dealmaker Holosuite giving you up to 75%, suddenly that's really good. And if you don't have a Dealmaker Holosuite, then an Alpha Core plus story points will do the same. Or you can stack all of it and get up to 125% income. And of course, you'll notice credits went down immediately because you're paying the maintenance for it before it's even finished. So when you really think about it, the construction cost isn't just the upfront cost, but it's also the maintenance cost that you're paying before it's taken effect. Which of course, which isn't that much in proportion though. You see, it's 2,000 upkeep, you know, and it's going to take 3 months to build. So that's 6,000 credits compared to the upfront cost of 450,000 credits. The extra 6,000 in maintenance is not much. And yeah, there's not really much else to do here, unless, do I have the item? No, I don't. That's right, let's see. While I'm here, I can actually drop off. Well, I guess I'll carry this around. Yeah, I didn't really need that corrupted nanoforge since I already have a regular one, but I guess I could make multiple worlds with heavy industry. Yeah, I could do that, and that would be a nice way to increase my construction capacity, and maybe eventually I'll just have to build my own Paragon. But I've got these two and that. Yeah, well, so I'll colonize the like a no atmosphere world and plant these there, plus the pristine nanoforge, and then after that I'll probably colonize a gas giant, which can then take the plasma dynamo and the corrupted nanoforge. That's the direction we're looking at here. Okay. Is anybody... How slow is my fleet? Hold on. That's pulling us down. Yeah, that's right. You used to have augmented drive field, but that, you know what? It should be fine because we have navigation and we have maxed out topography. So all I really need at this point is a single aux, and that'll get me up to 20 when I'm in hyperspace. And outside of hyperspace, well, I should be fine. So yeah, I'll go scan this, and then I'll come back and deal with this crisis, which is brewing. Don't want to be able to go... Yeah, see, if I don't want to... Church, Sacred Protect... Ah, yes, of course. Because all of them are annoyed at me. They're all hanging out. Especially now that I'm using more AI cores. Competing exports. Oh, I guess because of the size increase to my colony, now we're competing with exports. And now that we've hit, requires one size 5 colony, or at least 2 colonies, with one being at least size 4. I see. Okay, so that's why that popped up. All right. And then the lytic path is now up to plus 11 because of a lot of... Yeah, this is going to progress a lot faster because we went up in size really quickly thanks to lytic majority, and now I'm using more items and more alpha cores. So this has all gone way up. Gotcha. Whereas before it was just crawling. Rating Gamma Lilac. That's a lot of S mods. So I guess that's... I've heard a little bit about this. So I guess this is the probably Tritachyon Commerce Raider. If I had to guess. Yeah, there's not really anything else that makes sense. And, I mean, they're friendly. These investigators are friendly. Because I am commissioned. But, yeah, I am definitely using AI cores, and they definitely are here to find out about that. Of course, the pirates got first dibs on the crisis by the looks of it. So it takes 37 per month. Right. So it's still going to take like 2 months. Which is... that's long enough that I don't want to sit around doing nothing, but it's also short enough that I can't really go to the core worlds. It's kind of in the sweet spot of paralysis, where I can't really do anything. I just have to waste the next couple of months. Yeah, now our fleet is going to crawl through systems at 16, which is annoying. Unless there's a nav buoy. You know, that's kind of what nav buoys are for. Right? A domain nav buoy would be 3, which is the same as hyperspace topography. We'll scan that. Fly through it ceremonially. Very cool. Actually, this is pretty interesting. Even with these big ships, we actually have slightly bigger sensor range than sensor profile by 3. Wow. I guess we can thank the Omens with their high resolution sensors for that. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really see a chance to do much else. I would like to go... Well, I could probably reach here and then jump back. And it's a lot of fuel to do something that I could just be doing on the way down anyways in a minute. If I just wait. So yeah, it looks like I'm just going to be... Well, no, I'm not going to just wait. That would be boring. Ooh, I'm so scared. Silly ghosts. Don't they know that they're not real? Here we can see standing by for... Oh, that's interesting. That's an interaction I haven't seen before. Standing by for inspection. I mean, it makes sense that they do that, but that's a new mechanic. Other fleets have never been inspected before. But now that there's a proper system built around AI inspections, they actually do that. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, so I'm just going to go down and scan that gate. Not this one. The other one. This gate. The Black Emperor system. Damn, that is a metal name. It sounds like a metal band. Black Emperor. Alright, we'll probably... No, we'll use the black hole. Jump our way down there. This is a red giant. I could use that to jump back here and then... Yeah, perfect. I've got full fuel tanks. We're clean. This is going to be a clean escape. Escape from what? Escape from boredom. Yoink. Keep going. We have the navigation skill, yeah? Yeah, we do. And we're still... Oh, right, I need to turn on sustained burn, of course. Forget that slip surge turns that off. Keep going. There's some kind of bug where if you click A to resume course, it'll resume course for like a second and then just stop for no reason. There seems to be some kind of bug there. What? People do this outside the core world? I thought that they didn't. Your special operation will fail without my help. I know about the gain scans. Mm-hmm. You want me to spend a story point to convince them? Right. I'm already here. I've already revealed my identity. I've got my transponder on, so I can't just kill them. And if I wait around for them to forget who I am, that's gonna... Yeah, okay, fine. Yes. I guess I should have just gone dark as soon as I saw someone was here and killed them. Yeah, we're not... Yeah, I'm working for the hegemony, but we're not friends, buddy. We're not friends, pal. Alright, so we're gonna jump there. What? No, that's not even a jump point. That's a gravity well. It's the wrong terminology. I wonder if having... Okay, so it turns off when you hit the thing too. It doesn't just turn you off when you activate the ability, but also when you enter the thing. Colony crisis. Yeah, we're real close. Estimated 17 days until... Oh, right. Okay, so it doesn't just... Gotcha. Okay. So that makes sense. It doesn't just show up as soon as it hits the point. It actually has to spawn. Gotcha. I didn't even think of that. But yeah, that makes perfect sense. So, why don't we give them a warm welcome? Man, I'm supposed to be getting revenge on the Ziggurat. When is that going to happen? So, there's a lot of stuff going on. I do want a Legion. You know, I might have to just give up on the Legion thing and just kill it. I don't want to do that. I really don't. But I've got a lot of stuff to deal with. I want to make progress in the game. I want to start... Do any of you have Legions? Do any of you have... No, you're all pirates, of course. And that one's just a baby one. Yeah, I'll do that one. We should have enough time. Let's look at the crisis. So yeah, it still progresses towards the next one, even as the current thing is happening. But yeah, now it's really tempting to just go kill the Ziggurat with something else. Actually, maybe what I should do is... it would be so much more... Because I'm going there anyways to do a bounty. It'd be so much more efficient to kill it that way. And then maybe do like a short video. You know, go into YouTube Shorts and show people how to do the Legion version thing there. And then just like link that. That would be smart. Some might even say that would be wise. It'd be very convenient. How far along are you? I need... Oh, your departure's... Wait, right. It's only like 13 days till departure. Okay. Hold on. Hold up. Let's go over to Visconia. Okay. I'm also running out of fuel, unfortunately. So yeah, running out of fuel. I've made a mistake. You depart from Thulian Raider Base, which is here. I mean, you should be somewhere here then, if you've just departed. That's just a smuggler. And even if I don't run into you, I do need to buy fuel. Oh no, there you are. Alright. Pirate Armada. You don't deserve such a title, my friend. I probably don't even need to deploy the Legion here. But I will. Alright. Let's have you escort that, and you escort that. We'll set both of our flagships to that. We'll set that to that. You guys can be number 2. And that's that. Actually, hold on. Let's double up on the capture points, really, for now. including our flagship. Let's go ahead with that. This diamond shape is usually my favorite battle map because it gives you a fair opportunity to get 3 capture points at the start. Right? Both you get one that's basically guaranteed on each side, and then you have 2 that are contested. Whereas the other maps, it's a bit wonkier. It doesn't feel as fair. So if you have a fleet that can consistently get these 2 contested points, that doesn't mean that you can get the points on the other maps. That doesn't guarantee anything. Unless, I mean, your fleet could be good enough. But there's fleets that are good enough to get these ones, but not on the other maps. Although picking up the ECM skill can do a lot to fix that. Haha. I missed, but the flares intercepted the dang Reaper, which then caused it to kill the Buffalo. An outstanding move, really. Double kill. Oh wait, no, that was just I just couldn't see the wolf. My eyes are blind. Yeah, I really don't want to deal with those harpoons. It's, can you guys run out of fuel? No, but I guess, alright, I don't want to deal with those, for sure. Alright, one of you can help me, actually. One of you can absolutely help me. Let's get both of these onto Search and Destroy. Then we'll turn the autopilot off. We'll switch over. Alright. Start cleaning these up. Very nice. And I see, look, you can even if you're not killing something, just by getting behind it, you can often force them to face the wrong way and let your Paragons take care of it. All that's left is this guy. Alright, so I'm over here. Yep, you guys can take care of that. We're not really worried about the capture points at this stage. Yeah, that's good. And we want to go this way. Easy. Yeah, I've been pretty happy with Reapers and autoloaders on Omens, even though they do sometimes lob them into enemy shields for no reason. The overall performance I've been pretty happy with. Yeah, I don't need to recover anything. Pirate raid defeated. Okay, perfect. The raiding forces have been defeated and scatter. Perfect. Okay, and we're just going to continue making progress towards the big one. Now, since the middle one was a pirate raid, does that mean the big one is also going to be pirates? That's what I assume. Although that might not be the case. It might be something else entirely. Okay, so I've scanned some gates. I guess I'll scan this gate too. You scan your gate, I'll scan mine. Which is, of course, going to annoy somebody, because there's going to be somebody trying to block me. Don't ask for any story points. I don't have any. Oh, no, this one's a freebie. Okay. I guess we'll leave. Okay, I think Galatia Academy also is a freebie, isn't it? Gates. Yeah, I starred all the ones outside the core worlds, but, I mean, clearly the hegemony is willing to go out halfway across the sector just to interfere with you, so might as well do the core ones instead, since they're right here. So I'm expecting Church, Pather, Pirate, Loitering, which of course interferes. And I could accept the comm request, or I could kill. I don't need to deal with you. You guys, you goofballs, don't even spawn points on the map. That's how low your DP is. I'm really not concerned about you. Alright. We've been through this song and dance before. Let's just take him out. Yeah, the Medusas are probably a little vulnerable to fighters right now. Let's just clean that up. I don't want to drift too far into the fleet. Because believe it or not, I would actually rather not lose the ship. Yeah, you can deal with those. Thank you very much. Neuralink is for the people who find the downtime when you're venting too boring. And you want to jump between ship to ship, so that you always get action. Me, I'm that guy. Oh, I hit a flare. And also, for some reason, I was targeting some fighter, even though I'm trying to point... I'm really trying to point at this thing. Yeah, they're getting scared off by the fighters. I mean, I'd rather just kill this thing and ignore the fighters. My shields are good. There we go. Yeah, that's down. Perfect. Omen's making life easier by dealing with all these fighters. As always. Can never sing the praises of them enough. I think in the next playthrough I'm just not going to use them though. I'm going to use something else, you know, get a little variety going. Alright, let's see if we can snipe this guy. Let's see if we can get you to actually do something. Come along now. We're going on a little adventure. Yeah, and that's everything. Clean. A couple of those. Let's see, 3. Yeah, of course one's going to escape. They are drams. They do that. So, you're not interfering anymore, are you? Good. I hope you've learned your lesson. Don't get in my way. That's the lesson. Okay. Don't need to have all of those picked out, so let's go here. We're just going to hop around. So, I do believe some of the inner core worlds don't spawn any fleets. I don't know if that's fixed, which ones don't, or if it's random. It could be any either. Hostile patrolling, ambush fleet. I suspect they're here to ambush me. Although I wouldn't want to assume anything. See? I mean, look, they're here to ambush somebody else, guys. It's, you can't make assumptions off of, like, basic information like that. You just don't know enough to make that assertion. And that's why we don't make assumptions, people. That right there, that's exactly why. That specific situation. I do need fuel. Give me fuel. Give me fuel or give me death. A wise man once said that. Alright, I can sell these too. Neat, nifty. Yeah, you cannot sell this even by accident. That would be funny, though. Maybe not for the people in the sector, in universe, that would be very not funny. But for the player, it would be a good chuckle. It'd be an amusing event. Okay. So you're on the path to being a good pilot. That's perfect. That's exactly what we need. Oh, I didn't even check for officers. I experienced so much despair at the lack of officers that I forget to even check. I mean, when I get rewarded with nothing, can you really blame me? Alright, let's see what this gate is doing. Oh. Right, there's the... See, these guys, the Sacred Vigil... Yeah, see. Now I need to play more story points. No, I won't. See, some Sacred Vigil like this makes sense if it would just be there all the time. Because then in the early game, and that would be way cooler, because in the early game you would see these random nut jobs floating around the gate. And you'd be like, what are they doing there? And then later on when you come to scan the gate, it'd be like, oh, these guys from earlier. These guys from earlier are in the way. And it would be kind of cool. But no, they only show up as soon as you happen to be scanning the gates. Which makes sense for the ones who are, like the hegemony, who are doing it because they know what you're up to. That makes sense. Actually, you know what? If I have a hegemony commission, then earlier when I said, oh yeah, I'm acting as an auxiliary, so you should let me help you scan the gate, that shouldn't cost a story point if I'm commissioned by the hegemony. There's an idea. That's $1 million idea. You can take that one straight to the bank. Yeah, don't need any of that. Officers? No, of course not. Fuel? I could use fuel. Yeah, I'm carrying around capital ships right now. I need to remember to stock up on fuel because I've been running a very low economy fleet up until this point. And getting 100 DP of capital ships between the Paragon and the Legion, things are a little more expensive. I just gotta remember that. Also, I should be looking for an Inox so that I can get up to 20. That would be a good idea. Any of these are interesting. This is in a black hole, which is kind of cool. Barren world. Inactive gate. Perfect. Okay. Both of these are in the same location. Inactive gate. Boom. We just found another gate. Wait, hold on. Where is that? There it is. Hey, hey, hey. Easy there. Easy. Oh. That's it? No officer? Shame. It's a real shame, that is. Okay. Contis Den. So... Yep. This is piracy. I'll make the transfer now. That's cute. Mm-hmm. Yep. I've never done this before. Of course. Oh, wait. I've definitely been here as part of the main quest line, but I don't think this is... I haven't triggered this part of the main quest line yet. Well, of course I'm going to stand. I'm going to kneel. You kidding me? Twin Era Planet Killer. Yeah, 100,000 doesn't. Yeah, I hear that the price is 1 million, so she probably just says no to that, and then you do 1 million. Compromising. I wonder if that. See, that's another thing. This spreading rumor, like selling out people like this, should hurt your reputation. That would be cool. Of course, a drone replicator. Autonomous hunter-killer, exploding tip fragmentation, semi-lethal crowd control escalation, adjustable potency chemical irritant, 30,000 rounds per minute, excruciating burning sensation. I'm getting a lot more details about this thing than I was reading the blurb about it in my own data pad. Interesting. So it might actually be interesting to bring things to Kanta just to see what you learn about it as the crowd reacts. And this kind of sycophant suck up, he can't have his own opinions. Of course, I mean, if you got a warlord, then having your own opinions might be a bad idea. You know, just a thought. But it is still embarrassing to watch. Take it to the arena. That makes sense. Of course you have an arena. I guess they're going to be... Oh, and that just reduces... I didn't realize that would give it a minus 100 immediately. That's interesting. Okay. Well, I'm glad you like it. It's pretty worthless to me. And I saw that. I saw that. There was a little thing that said plus 10% accessibility. Let's go here. Piracy respite. What? It said plus 10%. Now it's giving me plus 20. Maybe, what? Did I get one from beating the... Maybe I got 10% from beating that mini crisis, and then another 10% for this? Or maybe I just misread it and it was always 20? I'm not sure. Of course, we got heavy battery missing Marines, naturally. And light industry is missing organics, which I guess I'll fix with mining when it gets to max size. I mean, supply shortages are annoying, but as long as they're not too common, it's not a big deal. And this is finished soon, so the credits are going to shoot up like crazy. 100% extra. And it's going to be more. It's not going to be more than 60,000 because this 60,000 is net income, and I'm pretty sure commerce doesn't boost your net income; it boosts your gross income. So that should be 90,000. Yeah. Local income 30,000, export 60,000. That should push us up to 150,000 total as soon as this finishes in 3 days. And that's bought me more time away from the crisis. Kanta's protection. So that means pirate activity is gone. And we just have to worry about terrorists, the League, the Church, and the hegemony. Which is still a lot. But if I want to slow it down any further, I could give the Pathers the bomb. If I need to slow things down more. Which I probably don't need to. I'm under 300. It's plus 29 a month. And this will come, and then we'll deal with it. Simple as. Okay, so I'm going to want more fuel. I'm going to hop over to Galatia. This is a good opportunity to scan the gate, deliver the thing that I picked up for them, and then I'll go grab the AI core. Oh, man. I really need to keep an eye out for bounties. Because I want myself a legion, and if I don't get it, then the cool thumbnail that I cooked up will go to waste. Or I guess I could just save it for like the next video instead of... Wait, are these... Hold on. Hold on. They are in the same system. They're not orbiting the gate, but they're in the same system. That's 4 in the same system. Nice. I could always wait for like the next video. So let's look at that. 150,000, just like I said. Oh, that's a lot of money. Yeah, the little majority's still here. Or maybe it... Or maybe it'll decay over time if they don't like it. Or maybe it'll only work when the colony grows. There's a lot I don't know. But it didn't immediately disappear, so that's encouraging. Yeah, we're making cash. Stability's down to 8. Oh, that's right. Path cells. Of course. Did not factor that in. And so the heavy batteries would normally bring us up to 9. That would normally be the case, but there's a shipping disruption, so they're not providing any stability. And then also the path cells. So that brings us down to 8. 8's still pretty good. But if I can, resolve the shipping disruption, which will probably... I mean, the shipping disruptions will be less of an issue once we deal with the Tritachyon crisis. And the Pather cells can be dealt with by a few means. We have some tools. And that would get us up to a perfect 10. And if it's really an issue, you can always spend story points to improve it, but I'm a little short on those. So if I can avoid it, I would really rather not. Pirate raiders. Yeah, you're not going to deal with me. Nice try, little guy. But you're a small fish in a big ocean, in a big sky. Calmly explain the concept of a hazard bonus. Big credits. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of free money, but I just don't want it clogging up my... It's like, I'm making a ridiculous amount from my colony anyways. I don't need more stuff clogging up my UI. So... Right, we're back up to 32. We're not at war right now, thankfully. I can just head over here, and now I can check a bunch of hegemony worlds. Give me Legion, or give me Pain. Oh hey, a pristine Falcon 14. Those are pretty cool. Not that I'm going to be using that. Officer? Yes. Ordnance expertise? That's promising. Because I do want that for a Paragon. Who do I fire? Who do I... Probably you. Yeah. Of course, I could just get Officer Management, but first I want to get Cybernetic Augmentation. Then I'll get Officer Management, and then I can have 8. And that'll be great. But yeah, you're not sticking around. Short-term pain, long-term gain. Sounds good. And I'll stick you right there. Beautiful. We are looking just fantastic. And we're close to max. We're pretty close to max. I'm just going to need to change this out to a Paragon. That will push us up to 214. Then from there... Right, so, Officer Management will get me an officer here. And then I could get like a Pirate Afflictor, which will get us up to 220. I could put an officer in that, because even without phase scroll tuning, it's going to do pretty good. It's a, it's an Afflictor. And then from there, I have 20 points left over. I can grab some of the Sentinel, if I can salvage the Sentinel Eagle with the AI core that's in it, then that would do fine. That would be just right. 20, that would fill in that last 20 DP. Or I could even do something unthinkable and use mercenary officers, even though they cost story points. I could actually go around grabbing mercenary officers and then sticking them into like a cruiser for the last, or not even necessarily a cruiser, but I could stick them into that last 20 DP one way or another. I could even grab a Grendel. The only problem is, of course, if you're spending story points and they only stick around for like 2 years, so you're going to have to rotate them. But it could be interesting. I've never really engaged with mercenary officers before. That could be interesting. There's a lot of... Yeah, so even if I'm not sticking officers in everything and I'm not grabbing support doctrine, there are still other ways of filling out the rest of your fleet. Other special ways. Alright, please give me a free gate scan. Or is this one automatically? Yeah, it's automatically included. That's right. I forgot about that. Oakley dokley. So what we want to do is we want to keep scanning gates. Where's gates? Alright, and while we're going to be doing this, looking at Hegemony Worlds, because I want to stop by and look for a Legion. Oh, you know what? I should have grabbed the weapons that I need for it, because now I'm going to have to go home, assuming I even have them. Because I don't know if I have 5 PCLs. And I'm going to need them. Right? It's just not going to work without them. Okay, so I've got... You basically run 4 Talons, so 3 out of 4 is pretty good. I don't have any Vulcans. Well, I have 1 Vulcan. I'm going to want a few of those. And then Devastators and then PCLs. Yeah. Right. Okay. There's a few steps involved here. Let's see if we can get it done. Yeah, nobody's going to stop me. Perfect. Ceremonial. We're celebrating before we're counting our chickens before they've hatched. We've opened the door and broken the latch. It's as simple as that. You know, there's some old sayings that people like to say, like, oh, I don't know if anybody else has seen this trend, but there's kind of a trend to people saying things like, you know, there's the old saying of Jack of all trades is a master of none, and then people append on an extra part where they're like, but is oftentimes more than a master of one, right? You know, they're trying to be cheeky and clever by adding that on, but then what they do is they tell you, oh, no, the longer version is the original version, and that we just... You know, because we just stupidly lost that second half, even though so the original version was the longer version, and then us somehow stupidly lost that second half, and then now the shorter version sounds like the opposite of what the original thing meant. How crazy is that? But if you actually look into a lot of those phrases, that's just completely wrong. Like another one is, blood is thicker than water. But then some people will say, oh, no, the original was the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. It means the opposite. It doesn't mean that family is more important than friends. It means that, you know, covenants that you choose to enter are the most important thing. That's what it actually means. People will say things like that. But if you look into the history of these phrases, that's just wrong. These second phrases that get appended on to the end is something that was done by poets in like the 20th century. Because they looked at these old phrases and didn't like them, and thought they could be clever by adding more. And some of these additions are clever. They thought they could be clever by adding more and inverting the meaning of the original phrase. But now you have smartasses going around and saying, the longer version's the original version. Wrong. That is factually incorrect. You can say you like the longer version more, but it's not the original. Now, that being said, I don't really need... It's like, of course, there's an onslaught. But not a legion. I was looking for a legion, actually. There's a Grendel, too. I'm not going to take my chances with the Grendel. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. You know, triple Storm Needler and an onslaught almost feels like a message. 4 breach missiles, 4 Typhoons, and 3 Storm Needlers and an onslaught all available at the same time. That feels like a message. Buy this. Do this right now. The only problem is it doesn't really do anything for me. It's like, yeah, that perfectly fits the onslaught. Sure. But what does that do for me? I guess I can buy them because I have none. Don't have enough of those. Like, what does it do for me? I'm going to be getting a Paragon anyways. Like, yeah, sure. I mean, if I do throw in an Onslaught and then I get Officer Management, I could just put an Officer in the Legion and the Onslaught and call it a day. But that's not really what I'm going for here, you know? That's not what I'm going for. You couldn't have given me a Legion. Really. You couldn't have given me what I was looking for. That would have been so much better. That would have been wonderful. Life would be a dream. I guess an Onslaught can probably 1v1 it. Right, you can... Yeah, whatever. You can definitely stack up 4... No, let's leave them alone. Because the Onslaught can stack up 4 PCLs. Which is almost as good as 5 PCLs. And it's going to have better stats, obviously. And, you know, it's got all of that going for it. And Triple Devastator is probably better than Double Devastator, even if some of them are facing the wrong directions. Of course, in order to do that, I would need Devastators and PCLs. Who even sells PCLs? Is it like Tritachyon? I don't even know who sells them, because I don't use them. I find them less interesting, even though they're, you know, they've been proven themselves to be a lot stronger than most of the other options. So who even sells them? It's not here, that's for sure. Yeah, I guess I could do it with an Onslaught. Because what are the chances I just go around and find a Legion, right? And if I do, I'll just sell the Onslaught, I guess. Gimme, gimme. Don't really have anything to do with it right now. I'll probably just mothball it. Even then, I'm going to need more crew, so when I activate it, I can actually operate it. Yep. Gonna need more, of course. It's a big guy. So in the short term, I mean, triple Sturm Needlers, now that they use max ammo, S-modded expanded magazines with this setup is ridiculously good. It is so good. TPCs are popping off. Storm Needlers, even if you, because, well, remnants like to swarm around you. So this is, you know, having Storm Needlers facing every direction. You know, you do kind of miss the Devastators on the sides, giving you that added fighter and torpedo protection. But especially if I've got Omens, that's not really an issue. And then any remnants that try to sneak in and flank you are just going to get shredded. Yeah, I don't really have... I don't got the goods. It'd be nice, so you can check how many you have by hovering over, and it tells you how many you have in total, including storage. The only problem is, if I don't have even one of the weapon in my cargo, I can't check. So I'd like to check right now, do I have PCLs at home? I can't check that, which is a little annoying. Right, did I buy... I didn't buy enough Vulcans. Well, I could always steal them off of this one, so that should be fine. I consider it a non-issue. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing with this. I'm just not gonna be doing that. At least for now. Alright, if I can find some PCLs, then we can get on with the mission. First, let's head over here. And please, make this easy for me. I've had enough heartbreak already. I don't know if I can take any more. Scan this gate. Let's get PCLs. Let's give me a level 7 officer right now. Give it to me right now. Oh wait, no. All right. Fine. It's fine. This is not a problem. It would be cool to just, you know, the best time to get those officers, the level 7s, is as early as possible, because the earlier you get them, then you can build out your strategy around whatever skill set they happen to roll. Getting them later on, although to be fair, later on you have the resources to just rebuild your fleet. So there's that. Okay, so we've done the gate scanning. All of that's done. No more gates need to be scanned. We can do the main quest line in a minute. Right now, I have bigger fish to fry. Speaking of which, I'm probably never going to get to those. I picked up 4 missions around this. Am I going to get to them? I have other priorities right now. And I don't need the money. I just need to know that there's a gate in the Kian system. That's all I need to know. Officer? Not going to be doing that. Yep. Yep. You got me. I hacked the Aztlan relay. I've never said that. I've been more like... I wonder what the difference is. I know some of them kind of get them annoyed at you. Yeah. Am I under arrest or can I go? Just leave. Saying sorry about it's not going to help anything. Stay mad. How many of these do I own? 2. Let me just grab a bunch. Yeah, we're looking good. Okay. Devastators? No. Alright, I didn't even... What? SpySat. Ah, yeah, one of those. I am kind of going in that direction, but I'm not super interested. For 45,000 credits. Got better things to do with my time, really. And man, yeah, this is why I wasn't bringing the capital ships around earlier. It's a lot of, gotta keep buying supplies, gotta keep buying fuel. But now that I've got a colony up and running, for 150,000 a month, this is really not as much of an issue, is it? Especially since I don't even need to save up the money to build up my colony. I've already done all of that. Yeah, okay. Allow the scan, comply, continue, leave. We're at war with the Persian League, that's fine. I think this is what I think it is. That's it, the red planet. Talk to the pilot at Lost Metropolis. Ah, perfect. You'll need to provide at least 10 Marines. I definitely have those. I'm not going to be going stealing a random hound, thanks. Irresponsible? What did I just get myself into? Captain Paul Bingus, of course. How could I forget? Glacier Academy Station arresting the irresponsible parties. That's very funny. That's a funny play on words. What a humorous fellow. We got, you know, Calcor. What's his name? It was the boss of the Academy who approved the mad science experiment. Almost doomed everyone. Can you believe that? Just smile and nod. Duty calls. Okay, so he's just a... You know, it's a nice little... Even though nothing happened there, potential... Oh, potential contact. That's pretty cool. That makes a lot of sense. I like that. It's a reaction to the thing that happened in the tutorial, so it's connected to the storyline, and now I've got a potential contact. Let's see. How good is this potential contact? Military, that's promising. Medium. I don't know if that's high enough to give the bounty... To give the special bounty. Probably need to be at least high. But yeah, medium felt appropriate for that interaction. And it's not like I'm limited on contacts right now, so I'll grab him. Okay. So I want to do this. Let's look around for weapons. Yeah, of course not. Where am I? I'm at Quaddle, and I checked there. Alright, I'll do this. Come back, look for things. I guess it won't be the Legion, although yeah. If I don't find a Legion, I might find one. If I don't, I'll just do it with the Onslaught. And that's fine. That's fine. I'll do a short video in the shorts, you know, like a YouTube short, showing off the Legion doing the thing. Level 5, you couldn't give me like a level 7? That would be cool. That would be very awesome, actually. That's a pretty good skill set. That's a pretty good skill set. I like what you're... I like the cut of your jib. It's not quite perfect. At least for an Omen, I would rather have helmsmanship instead of ordnance expertise. But everything else is just perfect. So it's like, yeah, one suboptimal skill. I'll take it. Let's see. Probably want to dump the one that has missile spec and ballistic mastery. That's two, and that's 3 dead skills. That's probably the worst. I'll slide you up here. There you are, my friend. You're welcome. No, you're not piloting that. Awesome. Yeah, you don't even need to retrain him or anything. Once I get cybernetic augmentation, elite target analysis will be a good one. I'm definitely debating between field modulation and systems expertise, further damage reduction, or the ability to dissipate hard flux. Although the Omens do build up a decent amount of soft flux. Like this plus this is only 206, which seems like it's lower than this, but then you factor in the flux generated by the system, it actually generates more flux than it dissipates. So, is that really worth it? It's probably worth it to go elite field modulation if you have more, if you lean more into the dissipation and get like 8 vents. Whereas I think systems expertise is going to be better if you have less dissipation. Although that might not be true. It might just be one or the other is always better. I don't know. Another one that's tempting is combat endurance, because Omens do tend to take chip damage, where they don't have their shields, where they just don't get their shields up quite in time because of some quirk of the AI, which, by the way, accelerated shields does not fix. That still happens. Or if they get, like, damaged by a Tachyon Lance through their shields, then being able to repair back up to full will mean that the next time you take chip damage, you don't just die instantly. It can save their lives, for sure. Now that it's, of course, repairs you to full, instead of only repairing you to half, where that was just useless. Oh yeah, you want me, with 325 hull, you want me to take some damage and then repair that back up and do that over and over for 2,000 points. That's not happening. With 750 hull, it's a little more reasonable that might actually happen. Okay. I'm going out here, and it is... yeah, it just doesn't tell you where. Which is why we're glad to have a neutrino detector and some volatiles. Alright, here we go. Of course, the system is basically... wait. Oh, never mind, it's just right there. First of all, the system's empty, which would make it really easy to use the neutrino detector. And then it just tells you where the cache is anyways. Yes, we're at war with them now. Automated defenses. Somehow, I don't think that's going to be an issue. Just a hunch. So you can be 3, you can be 4. I mean, I don't even see any cores in these guys. You're a bunch of automated ships guarding an alpha core, but you don't even have alpha, like, any AI cores. Okay, alright, this is a case where you need to tell it to do this. So this is a good example of why ordering your flagship or anything you're Neuralinked to shouldn't cost any command points. Ordering your flagship or the thing you're Neuralinked to should not cost any command points. You should just be able to do that. It would make this type of interaction a lot less taxing. Now, the good news is, of course, with coordinated maneuvers and having, you know, a bunch of Omens with officers, we regenerate command points pretty quickly. But for a fleet that doesn't have that, it would be nice to be able to make full use of Neuralink without crippling your command points. It's like, obviously the AI is never going to be perfect, especially for ships like this, and that's fine. But just at least let me order it for free. That would make life a lot easier. think I just dusted that its corpse by accident with that Reaper. Not quite what I meant to do. Take it for yourself. I don't think there's any consequences for this. Yeah. Hyper Shunt tap, not quite what I was looking for. Increases, yeah, it does increase the max. So my question is, I've never really used this, so my question is, let's say that you get up to 10 transplutonics, and you get that extra industry. What happens if there's a shipping disruption and you drop below 10? Does that extra industry just temporarily shut down? How does that work? Now, if you can get a... So, speaking about the sort of fortress world that I was talking about earlier with... It's a good example of how you might improve the sort of fortress world I was talking about with on volcanic worlds. With this. Because if you can get that extra industry slot, that would let you put fuel production on the planet. And that would mean that you can't disrupt shipping of fuel production. So that would make your military base even more resilient. The only thing is, they could still disrupt shipping of volatiles, and that would drop fuel production, which then drop. So it kind of, it's just, even with the Hyper Shunt tap, you're just one industry away from having a perfectly self-sufficient military base that can't be disrupted. You don't really need that, to be clear. It's just kind of, it would be cool. You know, it'd be really cool to do that. Now, I do know where one Hyper Shunt is. If we go to... I think it's in Exploration. Thank you, Captain's Log, for making life easier. Yeah, we know where this one is. The other one is going to be around some kind of blue giant somewhere. Now, I have explored a few blue giants and haven't found the other one, so I'm curious to see where that goes. Okay. Yeah, let's just get out of here. So now I'm going to be looking for... Was there something just running straight at me as I left? Because it sure looked like it. It looked a lot like that was happening. Yeah, we're up to 42. If we can get higher. Any bounties? Bounties, bounties, bounties. Well, that's a Tritachyon bounty. That'll get us some reputation. Yeah, and the others are just pirates. Well, I mean, they're not commissioned by pirates, but they're pirate fleets. Yeah, not interested in any of that. Okay, so I could go do this, which should, yeah, that'll get my next level pretty easily. Although, unfortunately, I don't see myself picking up any of the weapons I'm looking for from this battle. Dwarf Star, there's 2 of them. Alright, and it's a gas giant. Simple as. Money's rolling in. How's the colony looking? Let's have a look at this. Yeah, it's dropped a bit. Probably because of lower stability. I believe that influences your profits. Very unfortunate. And also organic shortage. Wow, you can't even produce enough to for the colony itself. Dang. That's rough. That's unfortunate. But our accessibility is up at 120, despite being really far out. Minus 20 from isolation, 44% hostilities, 1% trade fleets lost. But other than that, I mean, Megaport with an Alpha Core and Story Point, Piracy Respite, pretty good. Speaking of the colony, how's the progress coming? Only 300. Yeah, it's going to take a while. I think we've got plenty of time to do other things. Yeah, the only thing that the system is really missing to make it feel complete would be a way to escalate the crisis when you want to. Minor supply cache, very nice. Free stuff is free stuff. Right, and so gas giant, that would be there. There's also a gate. Well, I don't need to scan any more gates, but it's good to know that there's one here. And I believe you scanning them does mean that they'll be active when you do finally get the Janus device. I know most people call it the Janus device, but I thought it'd be funny to say Janus. It's very amusing. Let me explore these. Yep. Double dip, there we go. And now I can scan this. And then that. I'm seeing a lot of sensor tags. This is probably debris fields, and then something else that's there. And then we're also going to get attacked by pirates soon enough. Unless this isn't the right system. They might both have gas giants. Looks like I can build revenants now. And I got missile blueprints. Cool. Okay. Bounty. I didn't actually star it. Oops. Yeah, it is this system. Okay. I am, in fact, in the right system. Yeah, I'm not going to spend supplies on that. It's too much. There they are. Wandering off. Alright, looks like they see me, so I can't salvage. Yeah, you guys are screwed. You guys are mega ultra dead. I think we can... Yeah, see, the thing is, now that I'm bringing the Paragon, don't really need much more than that. It's kind of overkill to bring the Legion, and it's 40 supplies that I'm not getting back. If I could just kill them like this. Of course, they do have an Astral, so being careful of fighters would probably be good. Which means probably hanging out relatively close to Omens. Do I need to worry about that? It probably can't. I don't think they can hunt down my Omens. Although, hopefully I can hunt down theirs. It would be a real pain if I couldn't. There we go. Yeah, with a really high top speed and systems expertise on these things, yeah, they should be able to do that. I think you're gonna 1v1 this. This isn't a problem. This is what we call a non-issue. You should be over here. Their fleet composition is pretty similar to mine, huh? Furies. I even see a Savopod. Then they've got Omens. They've got a couple Medusas in there. I guess the question is, how vulnerable is this Astral? The bombers are off. No, it doesn't even have bombers. It has fighters. Okay. I think with the right maneuvers, we can give them a run for their money. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, couldn't quite get him. That's fine. Just gonna vent here. Simple as. Yeah, you guys, you're supposed to protect the carrier, you know. Especially if it's not running like bombers or squalls to defend itself. I mean, that was just embarrassing, really. So-called Tritachyon lacks any kind of strategic thinking, clearly. Yeah, so this Medusa is going to be harassed by both of these. We can drop that. The Paragon's going to come this way, kill that. It's got the two Medusas helping it out, which I didn't put escort package on. I forgot. Did I? I don't think I did. Should probably look into that. And then these guys are, well, they're just waiting to die, really. So we can have you back off. They can have their little victory. You know, they can take that point. Don't kill my Omen, please. I would not be happy with you, even though you're me. So you can do that against Tritachyon, you know, killing their carrier like that. But another faction you can do that against is the Remnants themselves. You can... Just firing 2 Sabopods at the same time will instantly overload the Scintilla. And then you can just blast away at it with antimatter blasters and like a heavy blaster. And before the overload ends, you can kill it. It's pretty simple, actually. Alright, so you kill that. Oh, there's another one. Interesting. Did they not deploy everything at the start? Why? This is actually kind of weird. That would be strange. Oh, thank you. That helps. Oh, now we're both overloaded. That's, not cool. Please use your system. Thank you. Yeah, please don't die. That would suck. Yeah, no, there's a Shrike behind me. Yeah, if you can fire Sabos while you're in mid-burn, it does accelerate them quite a lot. I think it actually works better if you don't have ECCM. Just because ECCM causes them not only to... Their maneuverability means they decelerate faster or down to their normal speed. Of course, it does make them more accurate. This sort of catapulting Sabos isn't... It's not super accurate, but it is a nice little tool in your arsenal. Get him. Come on, pop. Pop, pop. Where they go? Why am I targeted on the Aurora? What? There's a third Aurora. I could have sworn there was only... Huh. Alright, well, the more the merrier, I guess. Didn't realize there was this many. It's not like they're that scary, though. Phase Lance is pretty interesting. I need you to stop running away from your friends and run towards them, actually. Alright, you guys can actually stop doing that and unleash your full potential. Go Super Saiyan. Gotcha. Boom. Let's get that. Huh? What is happening? What? Oh, because we're at the top of the map. That's why the camera's so weird. Yeah, you're not getting out. Sorry. Yeah, good luck. And that's victory. So the Shade did get away. And now it's dead. Recovery, I could spend story points on a lot of these. Don't think I'm going to. Yeah, and it didn't give me weapons I want or anything. I could recover more Medusas. Don't think I'm going to. I think we're good. We are doing just fine in that department. Okay, more stuff. Topography, that's pretty useful in the early game, not so much now. Let's go have a look at this gate. We did level. That's exactly what I wanted. So this is immediately going to give us plus 6% damage dealt and minus 6% damage taken across the fleet. And our flagship gets 12% damage dealt. And I assume that applies to both the ones you're linked to. Probably. Probably applies to both the ones that you're linked to. Right, that would be... Right, because, you know, Neuralink combos with cybernetic, right? The idea would be Neuralink combos with automated ships in letting you pilot like a Radiant, And Neuralink combos with cybernetic augmentation in providing the capital bonus to both, right? So part of the advantage of taking Neuralink is that is that whichever capstone is it doesn't matter which capstone you pick, it kind of synergizes with both. That would be part of the appeal, I think. Aside from, just the fun factor. So that, something popped up. If it's that far away, it must have been a sensor burst from some kind of fleet. Yeah, see, they're still doing some random crap. Huh, weird how there's a... Hey guys, did you know that there was a deserter fleet that happened to look really similar to yours, not too far away? You couldn't deal with that yourselves, or what? You need to call on me? Really? Alright, okay. Yes, of course. You don't need to spend a story point. This is Tritachyon. You just buy it from them. Which, I mean, I already have enough. It's just the more gates you have scanned, the more gates that are going to be active when you do get the device. Okay. So with all of that out of the way, please give me Devastators. Please. Please, 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 please. Please give me Devastators and PCLs. We're not at war with the hegemony. We can do this. This is possible. This is so possible. And if I can't find PCLs, I'll go to Tritachyon and see if they have anything. For the love of all that is holy, give me this opportunity. Give me this chance. I need my revenge. Yeah, that's not very interesting. 50,000 for that? Yeah, I don't think I'm missing that opportunity. I'm not sitting here crying about it. Well, boo-hoo, I didn't go blow up that pirate base and get 50,000 credits. And reducing pirate activity would make me less money in the long term because you would have fewer supply shortages that I could take advantage of. Maybe you should just get a lot more reputation for killing a pirate base. I think that's warranted. I think that's reasonable. You guys can have these. There you go. More toys for the pirates. Yeah, you guys don't even have Devastators. And you call yourselves low-tech. Shameful, really. Oh, blah, blah. Say hello. Uh-huh. Yep. Of course you're not going to find anything. My cores are buried under a mountain of normal cargo. Yeah, once again, it's just Mark 9s and assault guns. No Devastators. Alright, well, we're going to go through you guys one by one. Somebody's got to have something. Ordnance expertise. I don't think I need that many with ordnance expertise. I really only need 2. Let me check. And to be fair, nobody else has the right skill set. While I am loath to do this, I think I need to fire somebody so I can train you up to be a proper officer. Actually, I could fire this guy, specifically. Get ordnance expertise on the Paragon. Speaking of, have I found any plasma cannons? No, I should be really keeping an eye out for that. I want a second one. Okay. So I will hire this person. Which first I need to fire this person. Hiring and firing. In the long term, it's good for us. Sounds good. Let's bring you in. Right here. Underneath the Omen pilots, where you belong. Okay. Yeah. That ain't it. So we're moving on. Once again, back up to about 1,000,000 credits, even though I haven't really been doing missions, aside from that one bounty. I guess that's like half. The bounty was like a decent amount of money. I'm still, even with everything going on, getting like 120,000 just for existing. Hello, hello. Nice to see you guys. Glad to be back. Tachyon lances, of course. Naturally. That's just what you'd expect. There's a Legion. Hey! This is going to be so damn expensive. My god. Okay. So we can find a Legion. We can do it. Now I need to restore it. It's going to cost $1,000,000. It's going to cost $1,000,000. Oh. Oh boy. Okay. This is fine. It's for the greater good. And for my revenge. There's a lot of reasons to do this. Yeah, you know, I should be like stripping this one down and using this one now. Really. Okay. Alright. I am going to have to fix all of that. Because going in with a damaged Legion is probably going to screw me over. Yeah, you guys, of course, don't have it. Of course you don't have it. Yeah. So what do we need? Well, we need an S-modded repair unit. That's it. You don't need any other S-mods. What I did see was heavy armor. Although I'm not sure. Reinforced bulkheads might be better, to be fully transparent. This is just what I saw this guy do it with this, and I copied it because it's really easy. But realistically, I mean, deck crew, the Talons aren't sticking. Like, the fight's not that long that you care about the Talons replacement rate. So the fact that this is not even optimized and it works should tell you everything you need to know. Let's see. I believe there's armored weapon mounts. Yeah, I think it was just this. He maxed out armor. Got armored weapon mounts, and that's kind of it. We do want a couple of Devastators. We do want PCLs. I'll throw in reinforced bulkheads. Just as a little extra. For now. We'll get back to that. Okay, so we're going to have to spend 20 plus 60. So that, no, 40 plus 60. That's 100. So we have 50 points to play with. I'll just put 50 points here. Just like that. And that should do it. And we can spend another 100 points on all this crap. Pilot it ourselves. Gonna have to reassign a few skills here. We probably want the elite bonuses too, which is going to eat up a lot of points. This is fine. This is fine. It's all going to be okay. And then, of course, I need to save story points so I can reassign back. Well, I'll just earn the story points. I've got tons of bonus XP. I can do bounties really easy right now. It's not like a big deal. Okay. Where am I going? What am I doing? That's still just chugging along. So now what I want to do is I want to look for the weapons. I want to look for the weapons, then I want to look for the cash to restore the damn thing. Which may involve selling the Onslaught. Possibly. And buying the Legion increased my reputation with the Hegemony. It's a bit odd. You'd think buying a capital off the open market might set off some red flags for them, but no, they're just like, hey, money. Alright. I somehow doubt that you guys have what I'm looking for. Proximity charge launchers are one of the rarest species in the animal kingdom. Wait, nothing? I've never seen that before. They actually have nothing on the open market for ships. That's incredible. Screenshot that. That's special. That's like newsworthy. I've never seen that before. It must be really on some hard times, huh? Yeah, that's rough. That's rough, buddy. Okay, let's see what you've got. Not what I'm looking for. It's really hard to say what, like, who would even have proximity charge launchers? I just have no idea. Don't make me look that up. That would suck. I don't want to stop and look it up while I'm playing. Okay, nope, not that. What have we got here? We've got every variety of large ballistic, except for the one that I'm actually looking for. Oh, you tease. Fucking asshole. Alright. Moving on. Let's go somewhere else. Jangala. Come on, Jangala. Don't let us down. You know what we want, and you're going to deliver it. Actually, no, there's no way. They wouldn't have PCLs. Maybe they would. I mean, it doesn't feel like the church would have it. It doesn't feel like... And I know the Persian League wouldn't have it because they only use DEMs. So, like, who would have... Like, why would Sindri and Dictat have them, right? It's got to be like Tritech or the Hegemony would have them. That's what it feels like. Of course, the Hegemony never has them. They don't even have Devastators. Do I have to go... Maybe I have to go to the church for Devastators. Maybe that's it. That must be what is going on here. Let me head over to the church, see if they've got some Devastators. Maybe I'm not giving the pirates enough credit either. Okay. Aren't we at war with them? Yes, that's a problem. Alright, we'll just do Arcadia instead. And we're just going to pretend that that exclamation mark isn't there. If I do not see it, it's not a problem. The ship is... It's Schrodinger's Hamatsu. It both is and isn't blown up until I say so. So she will be waiting until eternity. Yeah, they're very consistent with the weapons. You know, this. Mark 9s, sometimes Hephaestus, sometimes Hellbore. They've been very, very consistent with giving me the weapons that I don't want. So there's no way. There's just no way that they have it. I'm going to stop giving the Hegemony chances. They've proven that they're not cooperating. And the thing is, I don't want to fly all the way back home. I'm confident that I have Devastators. I should have picked some up by now. But PCLs, not so much. Where am I supposed to go to find these weapons? Where am I supposed to go? Nope, that's the wrong button. Yup. Still not what I'm looking for. I just need to do this one thing. 150,000, that's good, that's good. A big old bounty. Alright, looks like the pirates are starting to get Dominators and Moras. There's some cute new additions to their fleet. Looking classy. Maybe Contazadan will have some stuff. You're a warlord. You like proximity charges, don't you? I mean, what else? What else would I expect, right? Yep, those are going to fail. Just got to remember that system, really. I'm not super concerned about those. Gotta love the security patrol trying to fly into the sun. That's a classic maneuver. Everyone loves to see it. Okay, no, that ain't it. What can you do? Field modulation. Perfect. I've got just the job for you. Replacing somebody incompetent. Okay. This one's fine. This one's... So either the one... See, both of these have very close... You have ordnance expertise and impact mitigation. I guess it'll be you. Yep, sorry, Titan. You're gone. You're in. Welcome aboard, Aaron. Aran. Cleopatra is your last name. It's kind of epic. Alright, let's get you into the right ship. Let's get you into the right ship. Perfect. 1.1 million. Okay, that's crazy. That's wild. How much would these even sell for? Yeah, 200,000 right now. 6. What? Are you sure about that? Didn't I buy this for 400,000? What? No, wait, is that 60,000? Oh, okay, for some reason I was reading that as 600,000. No, it's 68,000. It's a huge ripoff. Forget that. Yeah, this one's... yeah, because I read this as 200,000. It's not. Okay, never mind. Yeah, that's not even worth considering. God, somebody's got to have proximity charge launchers. Somebody somewhere must have them. You know, maybe it's fair for them to be overpowered if they're this scarce, really. If you really think about it. Maybe it's fair for them to just be blatantly overpowered because they never spawn, so you're never going to get them. It's as simple as that. But it's also weird that I'm not finding Devastators, like 0. What do you want me to do? Where are the Devastators at? Yeah, it takes damage, doesn't matter. I don't care. It's already at 0. And it's not blowing up anytime soon. Yeah, you can try and harass me if you want. It's not going to go well. Yeah, what do you want, huh? Get out of the way. Yep, you better move. Coming in. Target analysis, gunnery implants. Yeah, I don't think I need that. An expensive suit seems out of place on this particular planet. Hey, we found one. Alright, we know the path delivers Devastators. Not much else, but we've got one. That's a start. Okay. We're leaving. So, that's one. We can go to Chalcedon. Maybe they've got the other one. Just got to not get caught up in a war with the church. Yeah, the path only has 2 planets, right? They ain't doing too hot. Yeah, the church is right there. Let's just slide up this way. The Pathers actually have control of the relays, which is interesting in this system. It's an abandoned space dock. There's a debris field. 25%. Sure. Oh, you can't actually drop anything off there. Interesting. I mean, there's a few things where you can in the core worlds. That's cool. I've never seen the art for this planet before. At least I don't think so, because that's a cool sight. Yeah, look at that. Devastators. Okay. So you want Devastators? Go to the path. That's the way of low-tech. Low-tech jutsu. Devastators. Okay. Whew. That's a start. Now I just need to solve the mystery of the PCLs. And then I need to get some cash. And then this. You know what? I'll probably set everything up today. And then I'll start the next episode with killing the enemy, the Ziggurat with the Legion. That's what I'll do. I'll get everything set up today. Because we're running pretty long, and I don't think I'm going to have enough time to do it. And it'll be exciting. You know, it'll be a very exciting thing to look forward to. Getting revenge. And you can learn from the lessons I'm teaching you. Like where to get Devastators. Yeah, the League is hostile. The Church is hostile. This is a problem. Whew. But where do I just get 5 PCLs? A couple of freighters. You wouldn't happen to have any PCLs in your cargo holds, would you? No, of course not. That would be silly. Okay. I don't know why this isn't starred. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be. Let's go to Lost Metropolis. Even though it's right next to a Persean League planet right now. Inactive gate, once again. There's even an equipping cache there. Oh, I know, that's the other one. This is derelict ship, that makes sense. It would be weird for an equipment cache to be opening a gate. It's always derelict ships. Alright, let's turn that off. Let's just go up slowly. Let's just sidle up slowly. We're not in any rush. We're not doing anything suspicious. Don't mind me. It looks like they're fighting. Well, we can do business while they're fighting. It's a non-issue. It's expensive. I'm going to do it anyways. Alright. Yup. Mm-hmm. What do you got? Yeah, SpySat. Yeah, no. Okay. Wait, you guys have... Wait, hold on. I saw that. Yeah, you guys do have Devastator cannons. You've just been hiding them from me. Son of a bitch. Alright, well. It's another step closer. PCLs. Yeah, you guys are not going to have them because you're only going to have DEMs. Obviously. Of course. It wouldn't be any other way. Alright, the hostile music is actually kind of... I like this. The combination of the droning, the low droning, like wah, with the high notes as the main melody. I like this. That's a pretty good song. I mean, all the music is pretty good. It's hostile market songs. You just don't hear that often. Because usually if you're hostile to a faction, you don't show up. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yup. So I think I'm going to call it here. Yeah, I'm going to call it here. And in the interim, I'm going to research where PCL spawn so that I can go buy them. Then I'm going to make some cash, restore this thing, and I'll show you how to 1v1 the Ziggurat. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.